All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry about that. I slept in this morning. I woke up at like 7:47 this morning. So sorry about that, guys. Sorry I'm getting started a little bit late. Um, Mike.
Daddy,
Yeah, bud.
can we watch on the big TV in the living room?
Um, no, you can eat breakfast, and then you can go upstairs and hang out with your sister and watch TV up there if you want to, buddy. All right. Finish your breakfast though. Sorry, my son's still here. My daughters are still here. Um, oh, So yeah, what's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna try to call Mitch because I'm gonna have to help my wife load my kids up in the car. So in a second. So see if Mitch can hold it down. Oh man, my son woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning this morning and like made it so I didn't get much sleep. Uh, okay, something weird is happening with my computer. Let's see. Yeah, for sure, Tanya. I did need to sleep. You can see my keyboard's not working. Look at this. Hotkey setup. I don't want hotkey setup. Um, Appreciate the sub, Ning. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Oh, I see what was going on. Ah, there we go. I fixed it. Okay. Sorry, guys. I fixed it. I was trying to get Skype up here. But yeah, these are four I'm watching right now. Giving Mitch a call here soon. Oh, man. Good morning. Good morning, guys. All right, so Mitch isn't really answering the phone here. I'll give him a call back in a few minutes. You can see Sogo starting to run up, but yeah, this is what I'm watching this morning. Not too bad of a morning, but we'll see how well the volume does at the open today. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna try to call Mitch again. So just give me 1 second. I'll be right back, and I'll post my watch list and go over the news. So just give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so I'm back. Mitch says he's gonna be here um, sometime soon here. So I gotta drink my coffee. But yeah, watching CHK. You can see CHK gapping up from 440 to 504. Watching HMNY gapping up from 683 to 7. Watching AWX. This one just keeps pushing up. Every time I see it, I'm kind of, I kind of think it's a good short, but it just keeps heading up here. IZEA gapping up from 150 to 175. Watching BSPM, big mover yesterday. There's Mitch. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Good morning.
Yo.
All right, we got Mitch here. Mitch just called in. Good morning,
Hey
Mitch.
guys, good morning, good morning.
Was a little late starting the stream today.
Yeah, can't blame you, man. Me too, man. I've been working since 11, just got home at 8:30. Time to do some other work.
Man. Yeah, my son was up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Don't worry, I was up at that time working hard.
I woke up on my living room couch this morning without my phone. Usually I set my alarm on my phone. I woke up on my living room couch this morning at 8:47 market time. And so the stream was supposed to start 2 minutes before that. And so I was running late this morning, man. All right.
That happens to us all.
Yeah, I didn't post a watch list on Twitter, Facebook, anything. So, good morning, Abdul. Good morning, NYC, Charlie. Yeah, volume looks okay. Not great, not bad. We'll see where it goes. Good morning, Sonic. Good morning, Seven. NYC, good morning, Huguetes. Netron. IFP.
Like I was mentioning in chat, it's so great to see all the familiar faces. You guys tuning in every day, and it's great to see it growing. Also, we're growing users every day.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. You starting the TradeNet 5-day demo challenge today, Sean? Well, good luck, brother. Good luck, man.
Yeah, if you're doing that demo, that's pretty much like a make it or break it kind of demo. I've seen like the outline of it, so definitely wait for a day that you really feel the volume's there in the market, and then you could take your chance with a 5-day trial. One of the key things in the 5-day trial I've seen is that you got to do 6 trades at least 3 of those days. So that makes it pretty tough. What they're trying to do is test your real profitability there. So essentially you can maybe hit a home run and then take some like little scalp trades.
Right.
As long
That's
as
the way
they're
to do it.
wins, that's probably the way that you can do it. You got to make one big one and then have a couple of just trades just to have the active trades so you can hit the limit.
Yep, I think that's the way to really do it. That's the most plausible way to approach it.
I mean, you give you 10,000 in buying power, so 500 is easily attained if you can just take it on the right chance, the right
Definitely.
opportunity.
Definitely.
IZA.
Yeah, I'm watching IZEA, CHK. CHK is a higher float stock, but it's moving. SOGO.
Yeah, volume's pretty low for the day. I usually like to see stocks getting up there in the 500,000s, and then I look at my gappers list and I hit the volume. The highest ones I see is just AWX and ISR. At least for my gappers list.
Yeah, I mean ISR is kind of one of those overnight hold swing trading setups I look for. The basic premise is like it has no volume throughout most of the day, gets a big volume spike and starts to run up right before the close. And this is what it looks like, And it gaps up some, but I don't know if the risk to reward's there. I don't know. I like AWX here.
That stock's all over the place, man.
AWX?
Yesterday, yeah, when you think about what it did yesterday and how it made moves, it's just
Unpredictable.
I don't think there's an edge to the pattern right now.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
There's
just
definitely no edge.
because you just look at this move, right? It goes, breaks the low of the day, pushes up, breaks the high of the day, comes back down, breaks the low, grinds back up for the next hour or two, breaks the high again, and then runs up for the rest of the day. Just not predictable.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking unless I see something truly, truly convincing, which would have to be off the level 2, but even then, it's done too many fake outs already. I'm waiting for second day. So as long as I'm waiting for first red day on this stock, and then I'll start looking for it on the shorter side.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's just done too many fake outs.
Yeah, for sure.
Till it has a clean chart, I don't find the reason to trade it.
All right, so I know a lot of people.
Oh, hold on, give me 1 second.
All right.
My dog, you guys, 1 second.
All right, so let's see how many of these are actually tradable today. AMD spiking up some in pre as well. Gonna watch AMD MU. I'll go ahead and add my watch list to the chat. Just let me check to see if any of these are actually tradable. I think IZEA should be. Yeah. CHK should be. AWX is. ISR is not, so that's 1. AMD. BSPM. They added BSPM. Good, good. TEAM. Good. SOGO.
Alright, I'm back.
MU. TNXP.
My dog thinks he's Spider-Man, so I had to stop that right quick.
My son thinks he's Spider-Man. You know? Alright, so everything on my watch list is tradable today except for ISR. It's not tradable. Oh, man. It was one of those mornings, though, man. Son wakes me up, just throws a fit, just gets up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, just won't stop screaming.
I'm not even gonna lie, I used to be one of those kids.
It's so bad, man. It's so hard.
Does he get nightmares or anything?
No. He just wakes up and his sleep schedule's messed up. He wakes up, he tries to go into his sister's room, and a lot of time he'll kick her if he's in her bed, and so she won't let him in her room anymore. And so he'll wake up, try to go in her room, and then when he can't, he'll just scream and yell for us. And it's so annoying because it's like nobody wants to deal with that at 3 in the morning, man. You know?
Yeah.
I'm angry at 3 in the morning. All right, this is what I have for my watch list thus far. I'm still kind of looking, but this is what I have. I'll add it to the chat. Try to add it to Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, I woke up. My daughter was already up, and she's like, "Daddy, it's 8:45 or it's 8:46," and I was like, "What?" You know. And I like jumped up and started like rushing everything.
Oh, did I ever tell you, man? I once did that on an off day. It was an off day in the market, and I'm not gonna lie, I had some couple of drinks on Sunday because I knew the market wasn't open, but I didn't remember that when I woke up. I woke up and it said like 9:38. I just woke up just like with a jolt. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Right. You get that mental clock, man. You get that mental clock like, hey, you got to get up. You know, and so you try to hit it. You try to, you know. I did that. I actually started streaming one day on a holiday. This was a while back, like a month ago. I did this, like, I started up the stream, and like 30 or 40 people joined, and they're like, hey, bro, it's a holiday today. And I was like, oh, you know, oops. And so...
Just waiting for the open.
Right, man. I was looking at stocks, making a watch list, you know, getting ready, talking to everybody. Turns out it was a holiday, you know.
Hey, it happens, man. Today looks like a scanner day to me, guys. I'm not gonna even call out any particular stock pre-market. Just gonna more along, really pay attention to the scanners at the open, and kind of go through charts looking for volume. Mainly, the key that I look for is not necessarily just volume, guys. It's always relative volume. It's volume to the stock.
Let me go ahead and go through these. Good morning, Anthony, Mr. Eric, Tiny, James. What's up, guys? Lindsay, Anthony, Sean, Mike, NYC, Huguetes, Sonic, Rahiv, Leandro, Johan, Shine. What's up, guys? Good morning. Coolio, what's up, brother? Yeah, man, my daughter was just up. If you have kids, kids wake up at like the crack of dawn every morning. Like they're up trying to do stuff. They don't care, And so my daughter's up, and I'm like, hey, what time is it? I ask her what time is it, and she says it's 8:47, and I'm like, oh no, jumped up. Dan, good morning, brother. Track Racer bought AMD long yesterday in the morning at trade in a long term, basically on their best news and earnings in their history. CHK cleared a ton of debt, and one thing, another long term winner.
I have a trader that says AWX is the only stock that's worthy today, and it's crowded like Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, man. It is. It looks like it has the best volume. I mean, I kind of like CHK. And I would have to take bigger sizing with CHK and try to take advantage of a short on the downside, possibly a VWAP fade. But I kind of like CHK, And it has a smaller range. It's only gapping up about 60 cents in pre, which is still a big percentage move. And it's a high float stock, but I still like the gap up there, The reason I like it is because previous support levels are holding for the most part, And you can see that in pre. Mike said, I drove halfway to the office on a Saturday before realizing I was just stupid. Yeah, I never did that, man. But I get how it's done. What's up, Warren? Good morning, brother. D Champion, good morning.
Any big stocks with any surprising earnings? Anybody know anything?
TEAM. I don't know if it's an earnings play, but TEAM team is up. AMD is up. Sogo is up. MU is up. So watching those. Looking for the cannabis sector to turn green today. The only cannabis stock I can remember is, what was it? I can't even think of it. It's still too early for me this morning. Good morning, Ning, DSP. What's up, guys? I gotta drink my coffee is what it is. Alright, guys. Market opens up in 9 minutes. What was that cannabis stock? I can't remember the name of it. Everybody was trading it.
I see bigger stocks. I see INTC and Twitter.
Calm down, Sky Dreams. Calm down, brother. I've been looking at stocks all morning, man. I just woke up, man. Give me a second, dude. A please would be nice too, brother. I'm doing stocks. It's just gonna take me a second. All right, so.
I want to knit.
Yeah, I like my wife knits, man. I can't, but it looks fun. But all right, I'm gonna look up the news on the stock and start messing with y'all. All right, so the first one I'm really looking at here is CHK. I'm pretty sure it was just good earnings. It's the top right chart. It's at 502, gapping up from 440. A lot of upgrades in the stock, which I'm guessing is from positive earnings. So this one moved up yesterday in pre. So Chesapeake is selling Ohio assets for $2 billion. It's selling its last remaining oil and gas holdings in Ohio's Utica Shale. A move aimed at whittling down the company's debt and enabling it to focus increasingly on crude production. CHK is selling its Ohio oil assets for $2 billion. Let's see if we have anything else that came out on this one. That's basically it. Yeah, it announced it will sell its Utica shale position for $2 billion. So that's good news. I mean, it's going to be some good income for CHK, that $2 billion. And so we'll see where it goes at 502 now. Looking at ISR, had this big spike yesterday in after hours. Not a big spike in after hours, a big spike later on in the day in market hours yesterday. Don't see any news for ISR out right now. No news that I can see. So, curious to see where this one goes. I can't trade it, but it looks okay. Looking at AWX here, bottom left. Looks like it moved in after hours. And today's spike is just up on that momentum. So, it was halted yesterday on a circuit breaker. I think this one's just been moving a lot the last few days. And it's just up on technicals for AWX. We'll see where this one goes as well. IZEA, another one I'm looking at, gapping up from 150 to 176. IZEA doesn't look too bad. I want to see some more volume, though. Really come in with this one. All right, so IZEA announced a closing of the Tapin Fluence acquisition. Yeah, so IZEA is a marketplace that connects brands and publishers with influential content creators. So it sounds kind of like social, what's it called? The influencer website, Social Blade or FameBit or something like that. But it announced the closing of the Tap Influence acquisition, so that's interesting.
Alright, you guys, I'll be right back.
Alright. Alright, so IZEA also put out a press release yesterday that it stated it seeks immediate cessation of trading and delisting from the Berlin Bremen Stock Exchange. The BBSE is the stock exchange. Yeah, it contacted the BBSE and demanded an immediate halt to trading in IZEA's common stock, plus an immediate delisting of the stock. Yeah, so apparently their stock was listed on the BBSE without their prior knowledge and consent. And so they wanted it off. Interesting. For IZEA, we'll see where this one goes today as well. Another one I'm looking at is AMD. AMD gapping up here. I just realized my clock is off on Thinkorswim. Man, I hate it when my clock does this. AMD, yeah, I think this is a microchip stock. Who knows what this one's doing. This one may be up because Facebook was down, or down because Facebook was up, or up because Facebook is up. I don't know. I know this one's up, and MU is up some too, so we'll keep an eye on these two as well. Looking at TEAM here. TEAM gapping up from 66.83 to 77.
And I'm back.
What's up, brother?
Alright.
Alright, so it sounds like TEAM had an earnings call yesterday, and it must have been positive because they're gapping up some. Some buy ratings upgraded and stuff like that. Yeah, they beat the estimates with their second quarter results and revealed a Slack investment. So TEAM up about $10, $11. In pre right now, we'll see where this one goes. Maybe look for a VWAP fade with smaller sizing. Is a little bit more expensive, but it looks okay. SOGO was as high as 11.13. It looks like it failed here. It's at about 10.92 now. Low volume. Want to see the volume pick up for SOGO. Not really any news that I see on Sogo here. Yeah, I'm looking at TNXP as well, but this looks like some type of split here. I can look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's some type of split. That or some type of failed bio drug is possible as well. Could be a failed bio drug here. Mitch, you there, brother? All right, so yeah, TNXP is down 75% after the company announced it's going to stop its phase 3 honor study of its TONMAYA for PTSD. So instead, it's going to stop its phase 3 study and trials. They're stopping it due to inadequate separation from the placebo during their study. And so basically a failed drug here for TNXP. And it's gapping down from 405 to 90 cents. And this is why bio drugs are inherently risky, but we'll see where this one goes as well. And yeah, that's basically it on my watch list. Not super excited about today, but we'll see if we get any good movers here.
Yeah, guys, what I'm mainly watching is daily supports. Stocks that are at daily supports, they have to increase volume for me to get interested, but I do see some stocks that have some potential. Just to throw some out there, BioC, Axon, CODX. Those are just daily charts that I'm looking at. Really not trying to react at the open to them, but more along see that volume, see if it comes in, and look for that VWAP fade.
Yeah, PDD is going crazy. Somebody mentioned PDD as well. Yeah, really crazy. I'll keep an eye on that one. Yeah, PDD.
New Chinese IPO.
It's kind of going crazy right now, honestly. All right, guys, my clock is off. How much time do we have? There's the bell. The market's open. Okay, so I completely missed it. Great. Why is my Thinkorswim clock off, man? Oh well. All right.
No stress, man.
Back to the market. TLRY.
Big wash for Twitter, but I'm gonna be looking for more. I gotta see it when it breaks this 82.
CHK.
Not that big. Oh, there you go. That's a little better.
Appreciate the sub, Connor. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. So CHK continuing to fall here, down to 485. All right, so kind of looking for a bounce on CHK. IZEA pushing up here. We got Twitter, like Mitch was saying. So look at CHK bouncing to the VWAP here.
Guys, snap.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
PDD is falling back down here. Wow, look at PDD. I'm watching
Snap
PDD.
Looks good for a VWAP fade.
I'm watching PDD here for a VWAP fade. If it could bounce back up to that VWAP area. It is tradable. Okay. Gonna have to approach it with a little bit smaller sizing, I think. IZEA washing as well. CHK maybe wash out long. We're looking at a little bit more expensive stocks. There's the bounce on PDD.
Looking for this bounce here for Snap to get in, guys, for VWAP fade. 1304, risking off of 13, 10, or 11.
I like it. Looks good. Maybe a little bit too late for PDD for me, but I see the pattern there.
There you go, guys. Filled.
Good luck, brother.
There's 309. Squeezed out, guys. Small loss.
Yeah.
Only $7 loss. I knew my number. I had to just respect it.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching PDD. It looked like a really good example of it. I don't know if it's going to give me another pullback to that VWAP area. It already pulled back once. That was the entry right here at 27.15. I just don't know if it's going to get back up there. If it does, I don't even know if I like it that much. We'll see. But yeah, PDD, I mean.
BSPM going off on my scanner.
Look at AMD for a possible fade. I mean, Mitch, honestly, brother, I think your stop. I mean, I'm looking at it in hindsight on Snap, and so hindsight's always going to be 2020, right? But I think your stop should have been 13.15. Is what I think it should have been.
13.15.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a good. At least like the setup is nice. I think maybe my execution there a little bit too tight.
Hold on 1 second, man. I'm looking at PDD. It's moving up here. Really thinking about getting in. Don't know how big of sizing I should take though. Maybe 40 shares is what I'm thinking. Especially in a market like day like today. Okay, I'm in with 40 shares on PDD going short. I might get squeezed up here. Yeah, I'm out. I got squeezed up. Man, for a $14 loss, that was quick, bro.
All right, I'm really looking at Snap, guys. Regardless of the news, is Zuckerberg loses 16.8 billion in Snap as Facebook plunges.
Yeah, I don't know if today's
Facebook's down. That's why I'm looking at it more. TNXP, guys. TNXP, new mover. It's up there at $1. It's a gap down, reversal.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, I just lost $14 in literally like 10 seconds. I just don't know if today's my day. Like, as soon as I got in and started squeezing up here. Yeah, it hurt, brother.
Snap was the one, man.
I know, that's what I said.
A better chart.
I think 13.15.
More play, man. More play. You see that?
Yep.
Right there. This is when we should be taking some profit. Guys, this is when we should be taking some profit. I held a little tight there, got out there, squeezed out there, right at the top there. It's a little upsetting, but
yeah,
I went right to my number, guys. I should have just maybe gone a little bit higher. I just saw the support there at 1308 or 1308, and I wanted it to kind of stay in that area about 1310. But honestly, definitely a stock that had the setup there.
Honestly, look at PDD here. Oh man, this happened twice to us, brother. I think I should have set a little bit looser of a stop as well. Look at this drop, man. Would have been up $40 on this trade now. MU for a VWAP fade though. MU. I do like MU.
Nice at the open.
Alright, so I'm in MU with 100 shares. Looking for the VWAP fade here. Stop is going to be 39. We'll see if it can pull back down here. Give me that fade. There we go. Alright, so I just got out for a $13 gain. I should have held it much longer than that, but I took back that entire loss I had on the day with this VWAP fade on MU. So I'm happy with that. Still early in the morning, so we'll see if I can get into anything else. Trying to be a little bit more cautious. What do you think about Snap if it bounces back to the VWAP? Obviously, the VWAP fade is in fade today. The VWAP fade is in play today. If you look at PDD, all the stocks we were really looking at, PDD, I got in here, got squeezed out on this push, but look at this drop all the way down to 26.25. I would have been up $1 a share. Same thing with Mitch's trade. Really nice VWAP fade. I think we both set a little bit too tight of stops with these two today and got stopped out. But, and MU, the trade I was in, I made, 13, 14 cents a share on MU, but I could have held it longer for sure and would have been up more with my 100 shares. So we'll see how the rest of the day goes. I definitely think the VWAP fade is in play today. Yeah, appreciate that track. I mean, I had a losing trade on it, but it was a good pattern. VWAP fade happened a few times there. I'm watching TLRY here. I think it may be a little late. But look at that fade on MU, man. This is the same problem I've been having.
CLRB. I don't know if that's tradable.
But look at MU, Mitch. That's the same problem I've been having for the last week, is I don't hold my winners long enough. Yeah, CLRB's tradable, but look at MU, Mitch. I got in, just to show you, I got in at 54.34 on MU. And I got out at 54.20.
Not going with the plan, bro.
I know, man. Like, look, my plan should have been to ride it down to the low of the day at 54, take a partial, and let the rest test this low here.
But you know what your plan ended up being?
Get out as soon as I had any decent sized profit.
Exactly. Get out at break, get my money back that I just lost.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Mentality in the trade,
Well,
you have that mentality. Even if you do good, it's not a good trade. You got to also know your mentality, when you trade it. Sometimes you're going to get lucky, but if your mentality's off, then you can review it later, but definitely that's going to affect your trade,
For sure.
That first loss, gets you in that red, and then you're just like, nah, I'm not willing to take a chance.
Yeah, I saw myself break even, and so I took it, but that's true, man. It eventually dropped all the way back down to the low of the day, which should have been my exit. That's where the good risk reward was. And so, I mean, unfortunately.
Oof, that 20 right there was the spot.
Callum, I'm using TradeNet. I'm using Tefs. I know, man. Look at MU. Like, it was a beautiful first one. I don't know about this one, but I mean, regardless of whether it ends up working out, it's good risk reward. Like,
yeah, you could have taken half of it there, added the size right back at 54.20.
Look, you guys could see.
That's a strategy, guys.
Right. Like, risk here is at 54.30. Right. Risk is in between these two lines, and then reward is at least all the way down here. So at least 2-to-1 risk to reward. We'll see. Also, PDD is back up to the VWAP. I'm kind of bummed out, though, because, like, this PDD trade would have been beautiful. This little squeeze got me out. It happened so fast, too. Snapchat for you as well.
Good, too, man. I just rushed, guys. I also had the order out there, thinking that it wasn't going to bounce, thinking that it was just going to fade down a little bit. Caught my own mentality there.
Yeah, for sure, man.
If I would have not had the order out there and I would have let it bounce there, I could have at least got 13.07. And would have then been able to risk up there to almost high of day, 13.15.
Look at AWX squeeze up. But yeah, MU, Snapchat, and PDD both doing what we wanted to.
Yeah, BSPM, man. Called that one out a little early in the move. Now it's up there almost at 3.
I'm not trying to make you mad, but look at Snapchat.
Oh, I know. I've been watching it. Trust me. I definitely know without a doubt that it was a good trade. And it was my VWAP fade alert from...
Your scanner?
Yeah, 9:30:53, man. That's how quick it got it for me.
That's right, Track Racer. Track Racer says your strategies are right on, but take a bit more chance and have that faith in yourself. That's what it is at this point. So, like, Mitch and I, and this is kind of the route that traders should take a lot of the time, is that you backtest the strategy, right? And Mitch and I have backtested this VWAP fade setup, and it definitely works, and we've kind of found the subtle nuances to when it works the best and when it works, the least. And so you backtest the strategy, you find it work, and then you work on your entries and exits. And right now I'm on the entries and exits thing. I found a strategy with edge. It obviously has an edge. but I get out way too soon. And so that's something I need to work on, because if I'm going to be net profit, I have to, hold it to my plan here. Like, I have to let it work to the plan I originally had for it, where the initial reward was going to be, right? So when I calculate the risk reward in a trade, I have to let it work at least to the reward if I'm going to be profitable by using a good risk reward setup. No, so Caleb, the way it works is, so I'm trading on TEFs, which is TradeNet's partnering broker, right? So the way it works is you pay for one of their packages. It's a non-refundable payment. So like, I bought their intro package. It was $500. And with that intro package, they give me a $14,000 account that has a $700 max loss. So they give me $14,000 in buying power, and I can't go under $13,300. If I go under that, they close my account down. Any profits over $14,000, there's a 70-30 profit split. So I keep 70% of my profits, they keep 30%. And the commissions are really cheap. The commissions are 0.006 cents per share. And so but there's a 150 per trade minimum. And so if I'm using 200 shares or less, trades are only $3 for a round trip, for a complete round trip. And so yeah, that's basically TradeNet and TEFs in a nutshell. Yeah, AWX, push it up. BSP, I'm kind of riding the VWAP here, and Snap, if it bounces to the VWAP, it could be interesting here. But BSP, I'm kind of steady riding that VWAP area. PDD ended up bouncing all the way back. And MU is kind of teetering around the VWAP. AMD kind of spiking back up here, though, and it's starting to head up. AMD. Yeah, guys, earnings season like it is right now. The blue chip kind of big cap stocks are in play more. Nice, Andre. Good job, brother. All right, so here's Snap, Mitch, bouncing back to that VWAP area, and the VWAP fade could still be in play here. I mean, you could set a very obvious risk area for 13, maybe 1302. You know, see if it continues to head back down. It's something I'm considering.
Need bigger size for the range? What?
I'll give it a shot here, I think. All right, so I'm in with 150 shares on Snap. Tight stop. Plan to take a partial at the low of the day at 1286. Praying to get out if it breaks over either 1304 or 1302. See if we can get a move back down here. Maybe BSPM, it just broke underneath the VWAP here.
I like it. Doesn't look good. It doesn't look bad. Snap.
Yeah, we'll see if it takes a little bit more here.
I'm thinking about MU. Keeps failing those up there at 24.
It does. Yeah, it keeps, like you said, it keeps getting rejected at that VWAP. Watching it as well.
Yeah, 54.24 is every single time it appears. There's this big seller that's been grabbing it up. There's like a whole bunch of sides. It's the same person at 14, at 22, at 19. That was the spot. If I would have tried it, it was 54.17 there. Got a little bounce here to 54.18.
Snapchat spiking up here. I want to see it get rejected again. It's up to 97, back down to 96. Watching for the squeeze up here. Don't want to get caught in that.
Got my order rejected there. I tried to get in there at 16. It just went down to 15 right when I went to hit the order. I was trying 100 shares there on MU at 16, 54.16. I'll look for a bounce to VWAP.
Here's the time and sales getting rejected at 96. One snap. See if it turns back around here. Keeps trying. Back down to 95. 94. Good. See that crack under, so even get down to the low. 93.
Hey, here comes the weight. There you go, some weight getting put on the bid there.
Yep.
That's what you want to see. I would probably look for an ad on the crackdown.
Is my screen frozen here?
You're still good at 1290s, 1291s on the ask.
My thinkorswim is frozen here, guys.
All right. I'll keep you in on the price. It's at 1288, 1289 there.
I'm gonna take a partial here.
The chart is good there.
All right, I took a partial right there at 7.
Perfect.
With
at the support.
Right, exactly. Gonna let the rest work for me. There he goes. My screen just fixed itself. All right, so
MU did the perfect bounce there, guys. Beautiful bounce there to get in there. I was just kind of paying attention to snap.
All right, so I'm comfortable in this trade. There he goes, crack under the lows.
All right. How many shares did you take at that top?
150. I'm down to 75. I took a partial here.
All right. You could look to add maybe your 75 back if you get a little bounce, but you would want to see the volume get really big here.
There we
see
go.
How that volume's getting big, the 370.
I'm gonna
almost
sell
the
into
opening
this.
volume.
I'm gonna get out of my final here.
I think you should wait for a second, man. You got that huge volume there. There's a next support right there at 76. 76 is probably the spot if you want to take the second support.
All right, I'm gonna get out here. I mean, I think it was a good trade. I got out for a decent sized gain. I like the fact that I scaled out of it because I made back twice as much as I would have if I would have just gotten out at that low of the day. So successful trade there. I took 150 in shares, so I think that was a good trade, honestly.
Just the share size. Step up, man.
A little bit more, man. Right, for sure.
That.
For sure.
Yeah, 300 shares was fine there. Think about it. Where's the high day?
Right.
300 shares was fine there.
Well, the risk.
With 300 shares there, you could have taken off 150 there at 87, then really gave yourself a chance there, you know?
Right. I mean, the risk reward was good. Like, I got in. Let me see where I got in at. I got in at.
I love the
1296.
The actual numbers and execution that you did. Just more along just the share size, you know.
Right, for sure. I think it was
But look at MU, man. That bounce right there. I'm kind of mad at myself for looking up at Snap, but there was a bounce at 949. That's the bounce that I wanted to get in there.
Right.
At 54.17, like I said, guys, at 54.17 mark, I tried to hit in 54.16 early, but it broke through it. So I was looking for that bounce to there. Would have been able to get filled and taking half here at the bottom there at 54.
Yeah, I think the higher float, larger stocks are definitely in play right now. I've seen a lot of VWAP fades. Like if you look at the ones Mitch and I were specifically watching, you could see PPE or PPD. Was that it? Yeah, PDD. VWAP fade at the open all the way down to 26. MU, Snap. I look at SSLJ. A few people were talking about that. SSLJ. It's tradable in TradeNet as well. Appreciate it, NYC. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you want to see.
I could have been in this from 1310, guys, on Snap. Would have been able to take that first level, 1294s, add there at the VWAP again at 13, right back down to the support, guys. Would have been able to take there at 1287, can add it right back at VWAP, guys. Hammer it down that third time after you got in some gains.
Definitely.
I think that's really the strategy. And if you're able to do that, you're going to be a professional trader, guys.
You see these? It had a few good examples. I mean, I think my second entry was good,
This
but I
is,
think your first entry was good too, man.
yeah, it was just a risk. I should have risked off that red bar, guys. I just went a little tight with it. That's all
Yeah.
it was.
That's what I said. I think 13.15 would have been a good stop for your entry. If you got in, what was your entry? Like 13.08?
This is when, look, so you got that big volume on that down break. That's why I was saying that it might be good to keep a little bit of shares because it didn't even pop up because of that volume down there. 1280s. There was some pretty big volume there. But it does have a support, a second support. So it's fine to take first support, second support.
Right. I mean, I got out right around these lows. We'll see if it breaks. I got out at 12.78. It was my exit, so almost exactly at that low. But yeah, I mean, this is a perfect example of a VWAP fade. At least the second one.
This is the one that you try to get in on my entry, and then when you get that first move, if you got like 400 shares, you take 200 off. You got $20. At $13, you go and you put that 200 back, or you add 300. Then you can risk 5 cents. You know, you've already gotten 200.
There's the crack.
$20, and then that way you can go ahead and have a little cushion for that next little swing down.
Yeah, there's the crack under the lows.
Same thing for MU. That bounce right there at 54.17. I should have got in there, and I would have been able to go ahead and take some profit here at the lows and look for a breakdown.
All right, Tiny, have a good weekend. See you Monday. Yeah, I'll be in Michigan streaming on Monday, but I'll still be streaming. Look at Team, Mitch, Team. I know it's a little bit more expensive than we usually trade, but it doesn't look that bad. If it bounces back to the VWAP.
Just a little bit of movement. Just a little too big of a range for right now. Yeah, I don't want to. I think it's kind of hanging around for right now. Hasn't really decided to crack, but there was some good volume there on around the 78, 50s. So if it could bounce up to that level and reject it, that's where I would be more interested.
A few people talking about BSPM. There it goes. Yeah, I mean, Team. I would want to see Team break under the low.
Yeah, I brought BSPM guys really early, guys, at like 220s.
There goes MU, man.
Yeah, no, that was a perfect entry, man, and it looked beautiful.
Team. There goes Team.
AWX, man. That's called no edge, man. Trading this is you're a gambler.
Hey, appreciate it, Connor. Appreciate the $1 donation, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support,
MU,
brother.
Man. Hammer down there. But for real, guys, you guys sometimes ask, is trading gambling or not? And I would say most of the time it's not gambling. But when you take trades like on AWX, or even like the trade I took yesterday when I got into that halt, that's gambling. That's what you don't want to do. You got to try to stick to the setups that you see consistent, and it needs to be a clean chart. Don't try to chase the chart and try to make it your strategy. If it's not exactly to what you want to see, you shouldn't be trading it. It's not the A plus. It's the B and the C chart. And unless you have a good cushion for the week, you shouldn't trade B and C charts.
For sure.
You know, MU was perfect there as it failed. It kept failing those 54.24, 54.24. When it actually failed through that and through that 16, that's when I really started looking for it. On that bounce, we should have got in there and would have been able to take some at 54. Look for the next support, guys. The next support is down at 53.70s. So this is the area where I would start looking for a certain time to take a profit here. And then I'm looking to actually add back at $54. That's where you would look for the add, the resistance to hold or the support to hold and create a new resistance for the stock.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw where I got in. I got in snap here, sold partial here, and then sold the rest here. So yeah, it's a good trade.
Huge share sizing going through there now. Look at that.
On MU?
On Snap, 5 repetitive orders of 10,000
Ooh, long or short side?
alongside on the ask. But it could shorters that have huge sizing, they tend to throw it up on the ask just to put pressure. So that doesn't really mean, that he's buying up there. He's a lot of times, especially if they got short there early, they're looking to hold it here. If they can hold it here and then let it tank back to that 72, it can really get hammered on. You see right there, it got hammered on again. 24,000 shares there at 78. And then at 78, also 10,000 shares went through again. This is the kind of stock that gives you the range that if it breaks down and gives good movement, you can get some good gains. But when you think about it, the stock doesn't have too much of a range for the day. So your share size has to be increased.
Right.
To get the profit that you're probably looking for, at least in your weekly profits or in your goals. It's been a slower week, so just being profitable on the week would be fine.
Connor, man. Connor says, my $1 donation represents how inspired I am by Mitch. So much confidence in his tone. I mean, we just have confidence in our setup, brother. Dutch Forest says, hey, and I appreciate the $1 dono. I really do.
Yeah, me too, even Connor.
$1 donation.
I appreciate the comment, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother.
But no,
working hard for you guys.
Dutch Force says, hey mate, I have a question you probably get a lot. How do you start looking into day trading? Just watch as many educational videos as you can. Start back testing a setup or a strategy using paper trading or on demand. Try to find one that has a legitimate edge and that you're comfortable taking. And
TNXP halted.
Yeah, I was watching it this morning. That's the one that had the failed drug, right?
I called it earlier. It was a reversal, gap down reversal play. It's really not my strategy, guys. You guys can look into that strategy if you guys want to look at these kind of plays. They happen all the time. Stock gets a huge, too big of a gap down, and it has to kind of fill that space a little bit, fill the shadow.
But it made a 100% move from its lows, almost 100% move from its lows in after hours. This is a failed bio drug. It had bad phase 3 study results, and so they discontinued their phase 3 study. That's what made it gap down so much.
Look at Tiva today. BWAT fade, guys.
Oh, yeah, there it is. So, yeah, Dutch Forest said, wait, so you made a loss. So, no, so you can see my snap entry. Mitch and I are going short in these stocks. We're profiting from the stock going down, right? And so with each of these trades, each trade we took this morning was a short side trade. We're looking for the stock to go down, And we were right.
The real key is build up some data, guys. Like right now, I'm grabbing all these charts and putting them to a side to look over at another time. Anytime you see your strategy play, take a screenshot of that and keep moving. Hold it for the end of the day, review it at the end of the day, and you're gonna start building enough charts to really understand your strategy.
Yep. Find out where the best entries are, where the best exits were, and everything like that. I swing trade fairly regularly, Shine. I don't really post about it too much, but I swing trade some. I have a few videos on swing trading.
Where did MU bounce, guys? Off the second support level, guys. Second support level, right there. It's at 53.70s. Called it out, right there. That's the trade, guys. Support 1 breaks. Support 2 out.
Connor says, where are you two based? I'm based in Texas, Connor, and Mitch is based in Florida, I believe, right?
Look at Tiva.
Beautiful little fade here, man.
And this is what we look, guys, for the breakdown. You see when it broke 23.48, guys, that level of volume that's coming in there, 76,000 on a 1-minute chart, when the last candle was only 23,000. That's what you call increased volume at the breakdown or breakout, and that's what we look for as traders, guys. That's people adding on and slamming on the bid. Wish I would have been looking at this one earlier, guys. It made a beautiful bounce at 23.60. and earlier at 9:33 it made a bounce to about 68, 66, where you could have been risking off of 75.
I'm sorry, Mitch. I don't mean to interrupt you, man. Somebody
No, you're
asked.
good.
Somebody asked. Michael Angelo asked, "How much do I have to donate to be a part of your crew?" $1,000, bro. $1,000. No, no, no. Seriously, you don't have to donate anything, brother. I appreciate it if you do, but you can be a part of our crew for free, man. You know,
Yeah, man, that's what we're here for.
Right. Just be in the stream every morning, man. You're a part of our crew. You know.
Yeah, study hard, show us effort, and we definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, I didn't mean to laugh at you either. I just thought it was funny that you thought you had to donate to be a part of your crew, unless it's sarcasm, which it may be. Sarcasm's kind of hard to read online, but yeah, man, just
Hey,
be a part of our stream every day, brother. You don't have to donate
hey
anything.
guys, I'm in Mickey Mouse land, guys. Orlando, Florida. Coming to you from Orlando.
Yeah, I'm in southeast Texas. Now you tell me. Hey, Connor, you didn't have to donate anything, brother. You didn't have to donate anything, man. You know.
No stress, bro.
But I appreciate the dollar, brother. I appreciate the dollar, man. Look at MU, Mitch. MU, bounce back. All right.
What did I tell guys? Hey, what did I say, guys, for the ad move? Where should the ad be, guys? 54. Where does the move go up to, guys? 54. That's it right there, guys. Look, the support holding as a resistance. That's what you're trying to see.
Somebody's talking about BSPM for a VWAP fade. I said this would be a rejection. This would be a VWAP rejection. But
yeah, MU is literally the perfect example, guys. You can't get any more perfect for a VWAP fade than what that is right there.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. So Connor, you were trying out Super Chat. Hey, man, I appreciate it, brother. Beginner trader, what's your real name? Sure, you've said it. Probably missed
TNXP guys opening up there and slamming down out of the hole.
My real name's John.
I gotta interrupt here a little bit, guys. I just want to put something out there for you guys. The last 2 days, we've seen two stocks go into halt and immediately go into red at the open. We usually don't see that after the first halt. We usually see a nice run up to the second halt, and sometimes the third halt and then a fade down. But definitely, I think first halts are getting definitely more risky in this environment, so you guys got to be careful with that.
MU trying to push up, test that VWAP area again.
AWX playing games though.
Yeah, man. Michael said I was sarcasm.
That chart is ridiculous, man, guys.
AWX
is what we call crowded, guys. Crowded. Too many people watching it at once. Too many people trying to go long and short. And it's not going anywhere at all. If you do make money on this trade, hey, God bless you. I wish I could do it. It's at the point like it's so up and down that every time it has a pattern, it breaks it.
You call it
it goes down and goes up, goes down and goes up.
You call it overcrowded. I call it sketchy. You know, I think that thing's sketchy as heck, man. I'm not messing with it. It's just too risky, man. Just too weird. But because it's overcrowded, a lot of people watching it. Not the best volume, even though everybody's watching it. Just not my favorite. BSPM, a few people talking about that one as well. It was sarcasm, just starting to educate myself. Also in Texas, been up for hours just reading and watching this stuff. That's the way to do it, Michael. You just gotta study, back test the strategy. I think is the most important thing. It's just back testing your setup and strategy.
Definitely.
You got to make sure your setup or strategy has an edge before you just jump in. If not, you're just flipping a coin here. TEVA bouncing back to that VWAP, Mitch, up to that $50 as well. And same thing with Snap.
I'm actually taking a look here at BSPM, guys. It's kind of doing this hold there. I'm trying to see if it's going to swing back around here.
Dutch Forest, do you have a guide to day trading? I have a bunch of good educational videos on day trading. But do I have like a set guide? No, not really. I have a bunch of videos. If you want to check out my older videos, I have a ton of videos. I have like 530 videos published. And so if you want to check that out, got a lot of videos posted, but I don't actually have a set guide. I don't really charge anybody for anything or make anybody pay for anything. I try to offer everything for free because I think free is cool. And I want to make my stream cool. And so don't charge anybody for anything. Just try to be as transparent, honest with people as I can,
Yeah, and I think it also, to me and John, we spent so much money on different things for trading, whether it be data or programs. We're not trying to make money here off of people. We're just trying to go ahead and show you guys that you guys can find everything on your own. You don't need to be paying gurus thousands of dollars to go ahead and trade.
Right. I mean, I think the difference between Mitch and I and a lot of these other streamers is that Mitch and I are actually trying to be. I want to be profitable in day trading. Of course, I'm happy if my YouTube channel grows and I can make some money from it. But my ultimate goal is to be a good day trader. Like I want to earn my living by day trading, not by YouTubing. You know what I mean? And if my YouTube channel grows, great. But I'm trying to be a successful day trader first. All right, so MU coming back down here. The kind of crucial level with MU at this point is this 5390 level right here.
Connor asked, did you or do you have a mentor? Well, I've been in tons and tons of chat rooms. I've never really truly had one specific mentor, but that's kind of what me and John are doing right here, guys. We're kind of mentoring each other,
Exactly.
keeping each other in check, and going for the same strategy actually helps us. We're able to stay focused and stay to a plan. Most of the time, I always recommend talking with other traders. It definitely always helps. You get to really bounce off ideas, see if your planning is right. A lot of times, something that's so obvious to you, you might be blindsided just because of the P&L. And another trader can immediately tell you, well, hey, man, that risk to reward there, you risked, 20 cents for a 10-cent gain or a 15-cent gain or even a 20-cent gain. Those one-to-one trades are going to really hurt you. That's how you can be a mentor, even to someone that's not a guru or a professional. You just look out for each other. Stick to the rules that you want to set.
Right. Like one thing you see Mitch and I do a lot this morning is we're not trying to hate on each other, but we're critiquing each other's trades. Like with my first MU trade, Mitch was like, yeah, you got out way too early. And he was right. With his first Snapchat trade, I told him he might have wanted to set a little bit higher stop. And so we try to give our honest, constructive criticism with each other, not in like a brutal, mean way, just trying to be honest with each other. And that way, I think that's a much better way to kind of approach having like a trading buddy is you got to be honest with them. You know what I mean? That's our job. Like our job is to help the other one, you know what I mean? And to help all you. And so it's just trying to be honest with people about what they're getting into, not in a brutal way. We're not calling each other stupid or telling each other we're bad traders, but we're trying to point out the flaws in each other's trading that we see from an objective standpoint. Because when you're in a trade, sometimes you're not the most objective about anything because, you have your own kind of biases towards that one trade. And so, that's why I think we're not necessarily a mentor towards each other, but we're kind of a coach or a, maybe a mentor. I don't know what you want to call it, but
it's just a different kind of mentor. You guys can get mentors from professional experts, or you guys can get mentors from people actually living and breathing and doing the things that you're doing.
Right.
It doesn't always have to be coming from someone that is an expert, as long as you agree with their view. That's
Right.
a lot of the things that why me and John are able to trade together. Is a lot of the times when we talk about trading or talk about strategy, when we say things, we agree to them. It's not because we want to agree to each other, but based on our knowledge
We
that
think
we've
alike.
done in the market, we think alike.
Yeah. Look at Sogo here, Mitch. Sogo bouncing to the VWAP. Looks okay here. Sogo, SOGO.
Snap still at the VWAP right there.
MU at the VWAP as well.
Yeah, guys. I'm also looking at BSPM. I saw it make a little move there. I want it to come down, attempt to break down, maybe do that VWAP again, reject that VWAP, and then go long on it. That's what I'm somewhat seeing on BSPM, guys.
Look at Tiva, Mitch.
I don't know, man. Yesterday, it's kind of funny. So yesterday on Tiva was kind of like a little bit of like about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I missed a VWAP fade on Tiva. Yesterday, I tried to nail it, was off about um, in the end probably about like 5 or 6 cents. Today, I was kind of thinking about Tiva, looked at some other stocks, and today it just does a beautiful VWAP fade.
Right.
2367 all the way down to 2331. Breaks through the support, bounces, creates again the same pattern, guys. It bounces, creates a resistance at the support, 2347, comes down, breaks 2340, added volume on the breakdown. Then that's why you get your next move, your next leg down.
Tag team says, just curious, how do we hear Mitch if he's in a different state? Yeah, I'm Skyping Mitch. He's on Skype. Really, I could even share Mitch's screen if you guys wanted to see Mitch's screen. Only if he was in a trade, though. I was thinking we may start doing that, too.
Guys, time travel.
Just curious, how do we hear Mitch if he's in a different state? I'd have to set up an account for day trading, and it's pretty hard to find a good one in the Netherlands because all of them are most of the time based in the U.S. Yeah, I mean, I'm using TEFS, which is TradeNet's partnering broker, and they're an overseas company. But like I said, it's kind of like a prop firm. You sign up, you pay for your package. It's non-refundable. They give you a certain amount of buying power, set a max loss at $700, and if it there's a 70-30 profit split, but I know people outside the U.S. can sign up.
VWAP rejection, maybe, and
Look at Sogo here. I'm watching Sogo still for that VWAP fade. A little too late to enter it, but on
BSPM, guys, did break down through that VWAP, so let's see if it comes back above VWAP and breaks through that 293 mark for a $3 push. AWX, another high, guys.
Yeah, Anthony, I mean, I do have I was sponsored by Webull. Webull was one of my sponsors, and I did do a video on them. But I tried to be as honest as I could about it, even though they are my sponsor. And, Webull's a good broker. The biggest thing, like to short stocks on Webull, you have to have over $2,000 and you have to have a margin account. The thing I really like about Webull is that you can trade in after hours and pre-market without a margins account. Like even if you have like $100, you can trade in after hours and pre-market, and that's the biggest benefit to using Webull, in my opinion, for me at least. Yeah, right. That's right, Seven. Mitch has a really well-trained pigeon named Pierre that flies over here and kind of relays Mitch's voice back to me.
You're giving them their secret, bro.
I know, dude.
Come on, bro.
I wasn't supposed to tell anybody. My bad, man. My bad, bro.
Dude, that's like my trading secret right there, bro.
I know, man. My bad, man. I just had to tell him,
Look at AWX, guys. This is why I don't trade this. If someone can explain me what pattern this is, I might give him a shot at my account.
The only pattern I see with AWX here, and I'll give it a shot, is this 1 minute pullback on 660. This 1 minute pullback, it held that previous 660 resistance as support once it broke over it. You can see that 1 minute red candle. That's a 1 minute pullback long setup. Maybe that's a good setup, but it's still iffy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on a stock that's done from 554 to 674 at 938 to 941. I don't think that's a very viable kind of trade there. You saw it flip about a good 50 cents there.
I
to a
think
dollar.
I think with MU, it's kind of the make or break moment here. You know, see, it's almost a triple top at this point and a triple bottom, and so
I
curious
like
to
to
see where
see
this one
three
goes.
attempts fail. 3 attempts fail for the VWAP rejection.
It may
This
get.
would be the third attempt when it touches that 5408.
I mean, it doesn't look bad. I'm worried it's gonna get squeezed up over that 5410 level and start to run at least up to this.
That's why the VWAP
5425.
rejection play is not as viable as the VWAP fade, guys, because you're noticing it right there, John, is that you know the squeeze can happen also.
For sure.
So the VWAP fade, you have a lot more support because you got those huge amount of sellers at the open through the support.
Right.
That's the big difference, guys. So you see
Tio.
you get that squeeze right there,
Right,
and
there it
watch
goes.
how that 10. That's what you want to see. So the levels right there that are going through.
100%. There's the squeeze. We'll see. Watching it close, but I mean, it could get squeezed up to that 5425 level, which is definitely possible.
Yeah, without a doubt. MU likes to do a lot of like
Fakes.
really swingy moves. It's very volatile stock for being at $54.
Right. I think it's gonna find support at the VWAP and start to run here, like I said.
Man, look at this stock. AMID.
AMID. Look at TLRY. That thing's just getting hammered. AMID.
Yeah, you can't trade it, but man, that thing went down 41% today, guys.
Man. Look at TLRY. That thing is getting hit really hard too.
Yeah, I was looking at that, but what is that, an IPO?
I think it's a cannabis stock, if I remember correctly. Maybe a cannabis stock. Not 100% sure though.
Yeah, I hate when I don't have levels to go off of, guys. It's just not the kind of trading I like. Tiva just keeps slamming down.
I know I'm watching Tiva too. Just keeps
It's a
breaking the
beauty.
lows.
Yeah, right there.
See, like I said with MU, it could easily get squeezed up to that 54.25 level. Bounced right there.
At least we understand it.
Yeah,
That's the key, too.
I see it, you know.
Understanding levels is the first thing to becoming successful. Then you got to start learning how to size
Right.
in and out of your trades, whichever way you're going to do it.
With MU, I mean, like I said, I think it could get squeezed up to 54.25, and if it gets rejected there, it could come all the way back down to the 53.90s. But if it breaks 54.25, the next step is, you know, getting towards that high of the day around 54.50. You know.
Guys, HMMY. This is why sometimes I get mad at myself for not taking some kind of risk with certain stocks. Like HMMY, that's the kind of stock that you could have tried, baby. When it gapped up 100 shares, risked $1. If you lost $100 for the day, called it a day. But that's the kind of trade that if you nail, you're going to be able to hold it even multiple days. That stock just went right through the bottom, and just every day it's going to keep going down, back down.
Yep. Look at Sogo with that VWAP fade. I called that one out, Sogo. It's not small range, but really nice little VWAP fade there. All right, so now I'm watching MU for a possible washout long. The momentum and the volume starting to pick up here. It's at 54.40s. So, I mean, if it can run up and break this high of the day at around 54.50 and hold that area as support, it could start pushing up. So, we'll see.
Beautiful VWAP fade on HMMY. You got your more confirmation through that second pull down at 650, because at the beginning that was just low volume. It's not what you're looking for. But once you got that signal going all the way down, just bounced and came right back down.
Yeah, so somebody's asking the difference between the fade and the rejection. So the fade is when a stock is in a bearish trend, right? A good example is Snapchat, right? When Snapchat first opened, it's in a bearish trend, right? It's bear flagging. Pulls down, bounce to the VWAP, wash, bounce to the VWAP again, another fade, wash, bounce to the VWAP, preferably another fade. A VWAP rejection is when the stock is in a bullish trend, when it first opens, and it holds above the VWAP as support. It's bull flagging on the way up, and then eventually it reverses underneath the VWAP, holds the VWAP as resistance, and then pushes back down, a lot of times to the low of the day. So think of it, VWAP fade is when it's already in a bearish trend and it's bear flagging up to the VWAP, holding the VWAP as resistance, and then continuing to bear flag down. The rejection is when it's in a bull flag pattern. It breaks under the VWAP in a big reversal and then holds that area as resistance, if that makes sense.
Man, look at ENPH.
Biggest loss, Michael? My biggest loss was probably like $500. When I first started trading 2 years ago on SureTrader, I would force trades, revenge trade. I would get into IPOs on IPO day and just take huge sizing and just take massive losses.
Not something I want to be proud of, but I think I could beat you.
I think I've heard your stories too, Mitch.
Yeah, man, it's a nice like $700 loss there on a stock that was I still never forget it, man. That's why you know that the losses are the ones that kill you. You know.
Yeah.
You're more than likely not gonna remember your winners as much as you do as your losers.
Right. It's like the Rounders poker quote, right?
I'll tell you one thing. It really, really taught me to not follow a lot of times like certain gurus' advice on just hotkeying in and trying to get in. That can come really, really bad to haunt you. I just put it that way, especially if you're near breakout points. Sometimes stocks start opening up that spread, and that spread alone can, if you know you're going 1,000 shares in, can really, really hurt you, especially with a smaller account. You know, I was taking big sizing with a small account.
Somebody what I was gonna say it's like that Rounders quote, right? I don't know if y'all have ever seen Rounders, but one of the famous poker quotes in that movie is, as players, you never remember your big scores or your big wins, but you can remember with amazing detail your big losses, right? So you never remember your big wins, but you can definitely remember your big losses because they hurt so much. You know what I mean? That's trading as well. You never really remember your big wins. You definitely remember your big losses. You know, but look at CHK, Mitch. Somebody was asking, explain the VWAP strategy we're using. CHK is kind of a good example. Bearish trend, bull flagging, bounce to the VWAP. You can see a bounce here. And then a rejection,
Perfect.
Continuation, downtrend.
Seeing it all over the market today, guys.
Right. This is why, like, some days this setup is just in play, and today's been one of those days, you know. MU had a good one. Snap,
These
CHK.
are the days that if we can able to get a little cushion, we want to go ahead and take that huge size and
AWX. See, look, this is what I said with MU as well. And like Mitch was saying, you have to understand levels, right? If MU breaks this 5450 level and holds it as support, you know, it could easily start pushing up for the rest of the day. But it just broke the high of the day on MU. I like it at least up to this 5475 high of pre. But it looks okay. What were you saying, Mitch? Sorry, brother.
So many charts today, guys.
I know, man.
So many charts.
The VWAP fade, this is one of those days, like Wednesday was a day like this, where everywhere you look, you see a VWAP fade. Snap, CHK, SOGO, MU, AMD.
A lot of this has to do with our strategy is used a lot by algorithmic traders. Computers are trying to trade our strategy. Sometimes they're going to beat us. But a lot of traders use that VWAP. So VWAP is probably the most commonly used indicator, other than like maybe like a moving average.
Oh, the VWAP? Yeah, for sure. And that's what makes it so valuable, right? Like with trading, I've talked about it before. Trading is a self-fulfilling, at least technical analysis is a self-fulfilling prophecy. The only reason it works is because other people think it works, right? And so the more people that know about a specific setup or pattern, the more momentum it's going to have as long as the volume's good. And since so many traders use the VWAP and base their trades off of the VWAP, it has a lot of momentum typically, you know?
Guys, this is a day that I'm at the point where there's only probably about one setup that I could see maybe a VWAP rejection, but I'm more along going to take this time. Someone brought up a good statement. Winning doesn't feel as good as losing feels bad.
Right.
I like to talk about that. One of the key things is that what's your outcome or what's your true thing that you're trying to get with trading? If you come in the day and you're looking for happiness in the market, that's I think by far the number one thing that hurts traders is that their happiness or emotions get based on how they do in the market each day. And that's not the way that you want to be as a trader, because if that's how you're going to have your perspective, then when you take that big loss, you're not going to have the confidence to get over it and get that next win, because your mind has to be more in a probability state. So saying that my strategy is a good strategy, a viable strategy. So if I do lose this one time on this setup,
That's
I'm going
okay.
to look for the same setup and I'm going to hammer it the next time, because that the same it should be around the same sizing. That's another thing. But I'm going to hammer it the next time because it's viable, and that's why I'm trading it.
Right.
It's not, I don't lose because the stock like just worked against me. The stock hates me, guys. I lose because this trade just doesn't go your way. And if you keep it simple on the losing side, I think it's going to do you a lot better. The real key is you have to ask yourself. Most of the times, you need to look at the chart after you calm down from the loss. But really ask yourself, was my execution green? Did I get in on the right entry? Did I have the right mentality and the right sizing? Did I have the right risk to reward? And did I stay objective? Did I use my edge? Did I determine my risk?
Exactly.
And, and also execution on the out matters too. That's why it's a big work to become a trader. It's not something that
It's
you're
a
gonna
lot of
do,
work.
one day to the next. But as you see, there's a lot of different areas that I'm going through, but it involves all those things going right for you to really become part of the 10%, guys.
Right. Exactly. Takes time. It takes time to be a successful trader. It takes time to learn. It's not something that you're just going to get overnight, no matter what anybody tells you. It's just not. It's not one of those things that you can just be good at immediately and start learning that. I mean, everybody, there's always going to be outliers. Some people are just going to be immediately good at trading. But for most, it's going to take at least a year, a solid year, to be decent at trading, usually longer than that. And so it's all about, just like Mitch says, just getting in your setups. Find a setup that statistically has an edge, and then just rinse and repeat that. Don't even worry about the times it doesn't work. As long as it's back tested and it shows an edge, that is what you want to be trying to go for here. And then just rinsing and repeat that. All right, MU here starting to spike back up. It's starting to get pretty interesting at this point. It came back down, held that 54.50 area as support. We'll see if it continues here. Testing that high of the day here. If it fails, I could also see a lot of shorters jumping in here if it fails this point as well. A lot of people are going to set a target down for this 54.30 level, 54.20, 54.30.
I'm watching AMD. The 5-minute chart looks kind of interesting. Joshua, if you're having struggles with entries, I would take a look at seeing if it's maybe your sizing that you're struggling. Are you hesitating to get in? Is your entries just chases? Or are you just kind of trading different strategies and you get a little confused on exactly where you should be taking your entry? Because sometimes it's just a sizing issue. Sometimes you're just trying to get 1,000 shares or something, and If it's at 1,000 shares and you have a small account, not many people are willing to risk 30 cents on 1,000 shares. You're not trying to risk half your account.
HMNY, man. Somebody mentioned this one. This one is just somebody said RIP HMNY, and yeah, I think that's kind of where this one's at now. I mean, it
Like I
tried to
said,
do.
those are the ones that hurt. It just a really, really crappy company coming
Right.
out with much, like, insane amount of dilution. Like this has flipped around its float plenty of times, and now it wants to go into the billions.
Appreciate the sub, Common Sense. Appreciate the sub, Michael. Appreciate the sub, Eric. Welcome, guys. Appreciate it. But yeah, HMNY, like Mitch said, just bad company, right? Bad company. They try to do everything they could to save it. They try to do their split and everything, and it just didn't work. It's just getting hammered here. It's just not a healthy company in my mind. At least in my opinion. It's all my opinion, but just not a healthy company here.
All right, going to pay attention to AMD here, guys. The pattern is very, very much long, but I'm looking forward to see if it's going to get stuffed.
Looking at MU here as well.
Also looking at an I for potential VWAP rejection.
Look at Team, Mitch. Beautiful VWAP rejection here on Team. It's a little too late for it, but really nice break under the VWAP. Hold that area as resistance and then continuing to fall here on Team. And MU's kind of battling it out here at the $0.50. Exactly, Mike. Mike says, I've been trading for 8 days, 8 years, still have lost days. That's how it goes. The goal is your gains are higher than your losses. Exactly. Exactly, man. Exactly, Ron. You remember the plays you miss more than the plays you make. Very true.
Oh, those are the ones I think that haunt me the most, man. Not even my losses. I think I've grown to be okay with losses. What I think really, really gets to me is those days where I miss entry twice. I've already kind of noticed the pattern. I usually miss an entry at the beginning, and that one doesn't really bother me. I'm able to get over it. But when I miss that second entry for a different trade, or maybe even the trade on the same stock, that's when I have a tendency to go ahead and revenge trade.
Me too.
Because I'm just like, I've nailed this stock twice. You start getting that confidence that you know exactly how the stock's moving, and then you go and you take your trade and you lose on that third time. And the first two trades
Would have been
could
perfect.
beautiful,
Right.
yeah, perfect.
It happens so much,
On the
man.
key.
But that's why you gotta also with trading, and this is fairly true for any type of flag pattern, is that anything after the second or third example in that day, in that intraday period, it's less reliable, right? So it's like any type of flag pattern, I'm very weary after the third flag. Just because it gets exhausted at a certain point and it stops being reliable, as you know.
That's that rule that I have, man. That rule of three. That's why I look for that. My lovely 7 up and
12 down, 13 up,
12 down.
29 down.
It's all about the three, really, man. It's all about the three.
Somebody asked.
You'll see it more often, guys.
Really
as
quick
you
though.
trade.
God Adam, you're asking, do you have a tutorial on your strategy? Yeah, I do. I'm gonna go ahead and post that right here. It's called I have a walkthrough series that kind of walks people through the setups and strategies that I use, and so that's what I'm. That's a good tutorial on it. But man, look at Team, Mitch. Did you see Team for that VWAP rejection?
No.
Didn't quite
Looking
get.
at BSPM there. Had
Ooh.
that kill candle.
Yeah, look at that, man.
Remember I was telling you guys that when it broke up through that 292, that I wanted to go below VWAP and then get above VWAP? When it rejected that VWAP, that's when it starts being a bearish trade right there. One of the long setups is going down beneath the VWAP, going above, and then breaking out through the VWAP the second time. A lot of traders take that trade. I've heard that setup plenty of times. So this is when it rejected that at the 280s. It should have broke through that VWAP and got right back to those 294s. Then I made an attempt for 3.
Watch MU here. MU is really trying to test this low at 54.40. It's had a lot of support there. So if it cracks under that, it's got some at 54.36. But if it cracks under both of those, I could see it coming down to 54.20s. It's still kind of in a consolidation sideways pattern here, kind of wedging a little bit, going back and forth. But I think it's going to have a lot of resistance at 54.50. And so it's interesting to watch for a possible flag descending triangle. Look, I could probably draw it. It might be a little hard to see. But you can see the kind of triangle here. If I move this, you see the triangle up here. Hold on, guys. All right, Mitch, hold it down for a second. I'm gonna go. I gotta go lock the door for my wife. I'll be right back.
No stress, man. All right, guys. All right. Holding it down a little bit. Looking at I here, guys, for the VWAP rejection. I saw that last move up there. It didn't really get up to the VWAP. That's why I'm not so interested in why I haven't really alerted more to it. At that 2070 level at 1035, I wanted it to get to that VWAP level and then fail. And then I was going to see it try to get to VWAP and fail again, and then I was going to hammer on it. So now we've gotten that move to somewhat the VWAP. It's holding there. I'm going to give it one more chance to maybe try to go long there. But it could just break down from that point on, from that last little move at 67. But this is what we mean by the VWAP rejection. So we've gotten a stock that's on long at the open, held bull, then broke down below the VWAP. Then we've seen it fading and rejecting to get back above the VWAP.
Which one are you talking about? Okay. Yeah.
So you see,
I was also looking
at that bullish stock.
Yeah, that's a VWAP rejection.
Below, move up, comes down, a test again, comes down to the support at 2048, then move back up there to 67s. I wanted about 70s so it could have really got that touch, but it actually held below it, which is actually more of a bearish sign. It's just more along, doesn't give me, I have to risk a little bit more. But there's definitely still room there. 66 off of 2075s.
And if anybody wants to see another example of the VWAP rejection, look at Snap right here. So you see Snap, bullish trend, break under the VWAP, hold that area as resistance, and then continue on the way down.
Hey, thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron, for the super chat. $2 super chat.
I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, so you can see here, like, guys, you can see I called this MU out perfectly. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but you could see this flag pattern I drew here, and I stated numerous times, if it can crack under this low at 54.40 and under this low at 54.36, it could drop down to 54.20, and it did exactly that, down to the VWAP. You can see this flag pattern here, and so like Mitch said earlier, it's all about levels. And so even though I didn't jump in this trade, it's not really my style, I can kind of have my little thesis on here by using the levels as my guide, right? I use all these support levels here. It may look a little crowded on the screen, but you can see kind of how I predicted this down to the T, right down to 54.20 where the VWAP is. I could also see a lot of shorters jumping in BSPM here, looking for it to get rejected under that 250 level and continue. I could easily see that happening as well.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be doing something for you guys that I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be loving. I'm gonna really, really try to pay attention to those level twos, guys, when I see those washouts that I like to talk about. I want you guys to be able to see at least like 4 or 5 videos where I'm able to really call it out, even as the move's going on, as the recording's there, so you guys could really see that I'm not, just calling this out more on BS. There's really a skill in reading time and sales and level twos. Now, there's always hidden orders. You can look more into this. It's called dark pool. But as you get more experience in trading, I think, especially as you've seen tick by tick, you've seen more time in sales, you start noticing more of a kind of swing in momentum sometimes. It's usually big share sizing that knocks it, and then at a key level they add through it. But that's why I have a time in sales that only captures trades that are up more than 1,999 shares. So this is when I'm catching orders that are 2,000 shares or above. And I use this to tell me a lot of important levels to watch for.
Look at
So
Snap.
look forward to that video.
Yeah, that sounds good, man.
I'll keep working on it.
Yeah, for sure. But look at Snap, Mitch. Beautiful example of a VWAP rejection. Bullish up to 13, bounced under the VWAP at 1290, tried to push up, held it as resistance, and then continued down here. So I can try to draw exactly kind of what I'm talking about here. You can see bounce to the VWAP here, gets rejected, and then just washes back down.
Nice
Snap.
reject for I from that 66 level. Just didn't get up there to 70s.
I see so many fades today, though, man. Team, MU, CHK, Snapchat, MU when we first got started, AMD, I think, Sogo.
AWX there now, up there at $7.70 now.
Wow. Things skyrocketing, man.
Yep. And what's happening, guys, is institutional traders are making the money on this stock, not retail traders. So people with bigger sizing able to hold.
After 2 years, why do you guys think that strats change strategies? So the market's always evolving. The market's always changing, right? And so, I mean, some strategies are going to be do well, but some strategies are going to, the reliability is going to change,
Yeah, it really depends. I think what it all really is, it just goes off of data. As long as you hold your data, eventually you should be able to determine when the strategy really starts changing.
Right.
The data really tells you guys. If you're not taking data on your trades, or at least recording every single trade that you make, then don't look forward to gaining the benefits of statistical data. You got to do the hard work. Be willing to do the hard work, and you will succeed in this business. If you try to cut corners in trading,
it's not going to work.
Will it get you?
Yep. It rarely works, man. Trading is tough. It's not. It looks easy. It really does. I mean, it looks like it's just one of those things that you could jump right in and be profitable. People make it look easy, and not by their own fault. But it takes time. It takes a lot of time to learn. It takes a lot of back testing and strategies. It just takes time, man. It's not something you're just going to jump right in and be profitable. And it also, like Mitch and I have been talking about this lately, is that if you trade for a significant amount of time, like if you trade every day for like a year, you kind of get an overall feel of the market. You kind of get an overall feel of some setups, why they work. You understand kind of the mental, emotional side of it a little bit more, I think. And so you kind of get an overall feel of like what setups work. Like this week, I'm actually really proud of this week, right? This week I've had 2 profitable days, 2 losing days, and 1 break-even day, right? But actually, no, I've had 1 red day, 1 break-even day, and then 1 green day. And the other days I didn't even trade, right? And the reason I didn't trade, like yesterday I didn't trade, the volume wasn't there, and it's kind of like I said, that overall feel of the market, I just didn't like yesterday. Yesterday the volume wasn't there. And yeah, some people may unsubscribe. They may think it's boring just watching me here, but that's something that new traders need to understand, is that you do not have to trade every day. Especially like with my setup, the VWAP fade, with Mitch and I set up here, the volume has to be there. And if the volume is not there, then it's going to be really not a setup with an edge. It has to have an edge. And when volume's not there, I don't think the edge is there. And so it's all about just trying to make it work. Like even though today was like, or this week percentage wise was break even, or, I'm still up on the week. It's still a net profit week, as was last week, as like in the last 6 weeks, 5 out of 6 of those weeks have been gross profit weeks. And they might not have been net profit because my sizing has been small, but they're gross profit weeks. And so it's like I'm finally kind of getting that edge in the market. And now it's just about using bigger sizing and hoping the volume is back next week so I can take those bigger gains,
All right, guys, I'm seeing an important level on AWX come into play, guys. It's going to be 817, guys. 817. If you are long, I would recommend, if you have a good cushion, taking some profit up here. It might not even get to that 815, but there's definitely a good solid resistance. I have to go back to 2006 and 2007, but it's really respected. It's respected 3 times, and those are the kind of resistance that are definitely more respected. What I mean by respected, it's touched it multiple days and failed.
Which one? You said AMD?
AWX.
AWX. Okay.
Yeah, it got all the way up to $8 there. Super extended, guys. 815. 815 is the level.
You could sound it like you can also see this VWAP rejection on Snap. Like I drew it here, and this is what you look for. Like break under the VWAP here, push back up, rejection at 1290, and then just continuation down.
I mean, I had eye. It just kind of didn't give myself enough room there.
That was a nice little VWAP rejection.
Nice VWAP rejection. That's the perfect one.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
what we look for.
This is the VWAP rejection right here.
The real key is that it comes to support, bounces a little bit, doesn't get nowhere near VWAP this time. Right. When it bounces up, guys. And that was the whole thing. When it bounced the first time, it went to VWAP. When it bounced the second time, it went to VWAP. Bounces the third time, doesn't get to VWAP just yet. Starts rejecting that 68 level. Then comes down to the support again, bounces, and just doesn't have any gas to get back up there to that VWAP.
Right.
Then it goes and breaks down that support. And that's what you're really looking for. The touch the support, sell some shares. Then the breakdown, look for the next support to take your next profit, and you can be out on the trade right there. Certain trades you're going to want to, eventually as you grow as a trader, take some more sizing, take some off, take some profit, maybe add if it holds the resistance there, like 2047, 2050s. And then that's where you would look for your add. After you've taken majority of your profit back, so that you can add those same shares back at a higher price, so that you're right back up at a nice average with some gains in your realize.
Exactly. Yeah, I really do appreciate the $2 donation, Ron, though. It really means a lot, brother. Appreciate the support, brother.
The best traders are making money on their wins, guys. The big wins. Small losses, big wins, small losses separates you so that you don't have to be as accurate as you think you have to be. Most traders think they need that 70% accuracy rate, and
not true.
Not many traders can trade a strategy up to that level.
Like this week, like I said, I had I had 2 profitable days, 1 break-even day, and 1 losing day. The other day I didn't trade. And so, that's pretty good accuracy, but realistically, it's only about 50%. If I had a break-even day, 2 winning days, 1 break-even, 1 loss. And so realistically, it's around 50%. But even on that 50%, gross profit, I think I'm up. If you're just looking at gross profit here, yesterday I made 12. I just rounded up to 30. And then I had a $5 loss, right? So the biggest loss of the week was $5. Maybe it was $10. I think it was only 5 though, actually. And so, $30 gross profit, $5 gross loss, right? But since commissions and everything like that, it's more right around break even. I might be up 10 or 15 bucks on the week, but my accuracy is there. And even though it's a basically, break even week, even though it's 50-50 week, it's still up enough to where I'm gross profit up in a decent amount. And so that kind of just goes to show you gotta, the biggest thing I need to work on is my winners here. I gotta let them run a little bit. Like MU this morning, I missed out on a huge gain as soon as I saw that small one. But you can see this thing washed out a huge amount all the way down to 53.70, and I just missed it because I got a little bit too impatient with my winnings. As soon as I saw a decent win, I jumped out. Baked Benji asked, should I hold AWX long term? I mean, I really don't want to tell you if you should or shouldn't, because honestly, I have no idea what it's going to do long term. I'm not a fundamental investor. I'm not a long term investor at all, and so I just don't think I know enough about that type of stuff to tell you whether you should or shouldn't. Yeah, I go short most of the time, Alexandra. Just shorting is just kind of my niche. It's just what I like the most. But man, CHK is one of those all-day fade plays. But yeah, I was the perfect VWAP rejection. That thing just kept going. Just kept testing it, kept getting rejected, came all the way back down.
The real key is that rejection, guys. Just rejecting it. Third time, pattern starts getting extended, and then it actually breaks down.
Hold the stream down, Mitch. I gotta go grab something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, guys. Not seeing much action right now. Get into that 11 o'clock hour. I did see Tiva go up to the VWAP and come back, but didn't want to take a chance on that one. Seeing those 8s reject there on AWX there, guys. Looks like that resistance up there doesn't want to let it go right now. It could still get up there, guys, but definitely it failed to break through that 8s and back down to 750s. I mean, think about it. If you were taking 790s there, you're only risking about 15 cents. Potential to get down there. The stock is going to get down there at some point.
Which one?
AWX.
I mean,
it's not my strategy, but it's more along just a play that you guys got to look into. I put it out there because I always, I see big traders taking this kind of trade. Most traders, when they take this kind of trade, they're not going to show you their losers. They're only going to show you their winners.
Right.
But there's a trade there, guys. It's just more of a longer term trade. Like most traders that take this kind of trade are traders either that have huge capital so that they can go and they can take 1,000 size like chunks if they start going into profitable into the trade, and then they start hammering it down as it goes through the support. As a smaller trader, you can still take a trade on AWX. You just have to know that the range. If you use the ATR or something like some indicator like that, then you can go ahead and you can know kind of the distance, so you can go ahead and base your share size off of that. 50 shares, you risk, a dollar. That's not too bad. The key is that what are you going to make on the plus side?
What do you think of I, Mitch? Bouncing back up to the VWAP here. It's up to 2050 now. Volume's low, but not looking too bad.
That PDD rejected pretty hard. He's looking for a third touch, but it never went back.
Yeah, look at that rejection on PDD. I don't like the I don't like the action it's been doing. Like, I don't like the way it's been moving, honestly. It's just a little too weird.
Yeah, I think it's done, guys. This is going to be it for today, guys. Only thing I can kind of see is maybe MU coming back to the low, but other than that, I don't like I anymore. I think it's made its move down. It's come to a support there. It's popped up there. Didn't get back to the VWAP. You can always take chances off the VWAP, guys. That's when you guys want to be taking chances on green candles up there. But like I said, sometimes when you have misentries, I definitely don't want to go ahead and just try to snap in there and lose. Just really upsets you.
Yeah. I mean, the only one I'm really looking at is BSPM, and I'm looking at BSPM to continue to hold 250, and then a wash back down to, 225, 2. If you look at it, it's still up significantly from its 133 low yesterday before it started to run. And so it's still got a little bit of room, I think. Appreciate the sub, Michael. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, I day trade live on stream every weekday morning, Michael. I know you were asking about it earlier. But yeah, I day trade live on stream every weekday. Stream from about 8:45 market time till about 10:15, 10:30. Sometimes let it go a little bit longer, like today. I went to about 11 o'clock market time. But with that being said, the market's going to start slowing down now. And so, I'm probably not going to trade in anything else. Another gross profit week. I think a net profit week for me as well. So my trading's been good. Hopefully the volume can be back a little bit next week, and I can start taking some bigger gains. But I think Mitch and I's trading has been pretty on point, even though this week was kind of slow and choppy. Still doing pretty well here. So hopefully we can keep that momentum going next week and take some larger gains. It's been a statistically proven strategy we've been using. The last 6 weeks, I think I only had one gross losing week. The rest were all gross profit. Maybe even not necessarily net profit, but that's because of commissions. And so it's time for me to take that bigger size. And guys, it's time. We'll see how that works out. But anyways, good luck for the rest of the day, guys. If you haven't already, I day trade live on stream every weekday, starting at 8:45 a.m. market time. Yeah, baked. I trade within the first 2 hours of the day, just because that's when it's the most volatile. After 11 o'clock market time, things start to slow down pretty significantly in the market, and that's when you get fake outs and just a lot of fake outs and just bad setups. Look at PDD, Mitch.
Yep, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for that third touch. I feel like we never got it though. Like, it never bounced. When it went down there to 2670, I expected maybe a bounce up there in the 80s, and then I would look for the short.
Right.
But never got that bounce for the true VWAP rejection. It did 2 touches. You can kind of maybe consider that when it touches at 1026 again, that might be the third touch.
For
so at first,
PDD?
1022. Yeah, 1022.
26,
and then it kind of
22,
consolidates. Yeah, so at 1022, it gets up there to a high of 2690. The VWAP was at 2690.
Oh, you're talking about time.
It consolidates. Yeah, time. I always call it the time so that people can go and reference the exact candle that I'm looking at.
Right. No, that makes sense. But yeah, guys.
That's it. That's it right there, guys. Also on I. Great example, guys. I just want to go over the ones that we did really see a beautiful pattern on. We had MU, guys, and Snap. MU and Snap. That's exactly the VWAP fade. You get the support break. You get that move to the next support. That's where you want to take your profits. And that's exactly the strategy we want to do, guys. Remember, we're not green on the realize, we're green on the strategy.
Right. That's what it's about, brother. That's what it's about, man. Hey, appreciate it, Leo. Appreciate it. He said you guys are a great duo. Thanks for all you do for new traders learning. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, Mike. Hey, appreciate it, brother. Yeah, we'll get there one day, man. We'll get there one day. Our setup's been doing well, man. Our setup's been doing well. It's all about that finding a setup with an edge. I think Mitch and I have found one. So it's all about rinse and repeat at this point, using bigger sizing, getting used to big sizing, and trying to take some bigger shots here. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. Have a good weekend, everyone. I'll be going on vacation Saturday, and so I'll be out of town next week, but I'll still be streaming while on vacation. I'm going to bring my Asus gaming computer and just use that to stream. Hopefully, the hotel Wi-Fi will be decent enough to stream. I'm hoping it will be. If not, maybe Mitch can stream instead of me, or we'll figure something out.
That's probably what we'll do. If worst comes to worst, you guys will have definitely somebody live.
Right, for sure. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I day trade live on stream every weekday, so make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see that. Also, if you want to do me a favor and help support this channel, click the like button right now in this video. It does help support us. I appreciate any support we can get. And yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys Monday morning. I should have a few videos out this weekend as well. So good luck trading, guys. Have a good rest of the day and have a good weekend, and see you all later.